Hey everybody, this is Mark Weaver in the booth here at CR Sportsbar, Coon Rapids, Minnesota. We are live. Sorry for the little bit of delay. Some settings were off in the stream settings on the computer here, but that is Austin Olson at the table breaking. His partner, upper left corner, Hank the Tank. And upper right corner of your screen, you'll see Mr. Rob Thompson and also Dave O'Keefe. So this is BCA rules, race to 11. Winner breaks, of course. If you're unfamiliar with this format, one aspect of this is that if in BCA rules, if you do scratch in the break or foul on the break, you can put the cue ball in hand anywhere on the table, not behind the kitchen, as in some formats. And right now, Rob's looking at the stripes. Got a 10 ball he has to deal with down there in the lower right corner of your screen. And then I don't think he can go after that right now, but he could get over. He could get over in that side of the table and look at the combo, maybe the 15-11 combo. I don't necessarily like that ball to use the cue ball to go into the 10 ball, and I think the 14 goes by the 1 still, but it's going to be tight. He really doesn't have an opening shot on solids, which I think is a better suit right now. But he's going to start out with a 3-ball combo, which I'm not really against this. From where his position is, it's kind of a simple to make combo as long as that's what you'd call a bad roll. I mean, you can foresee some things happening sometimes. You shoot a 3-ball combo like that. You're moving a few balls around, but still at the same time, for them to tie up like that, that's kind of just a unfortunate roll. I will chalk that up on the official scoreboard as a unforced error on the official score sheet. If you got the bingo card going at home for this broadcast, feel free to check that box in. But Dave O'Keefe now at the table trying to figure something out. Now he can get on the 13 at an angle where he could slide the cue ball, some draw back down to the 10 ball. If you can free that 10 ball up, you can take care of those 2 balls in the lower left corner. Went back a little bit too far to be able to pull that shot off, but Rob can either shoot the 13 or the 14, obviously. Or did I make a mistake and is that the 12 ball? On my screen here, that 13 and the 12 right now looks exactly the same. The 12 is down on top of the 15. And I think the 15 will go, the way Rob's looking at it, I think it will go if you get up in a line in between the 3 and the 7. It's a small little window up there, but oddly enough, if you do get there, you can shoot the 15 and go up into the 10 ball and free that 10 ball up too. Now he could, with some left English, really spin this ball in and go 2 rails and put the cue ball over by that right side pocket. Possibly get Dave on the 15 here. It's a very small window on that shot though, and if you don't get on that ball, then you're going to be looking at an over the ball 14 ball. I do not envy Dave for this shot right here. I don't think you can see that 15 to make it. I'd be surprised if he can. But not a bad shot by Rob. If Rob's like a 16th of an inch, a little bit more into that rail, he's going to bump that 5 and put Dave straight into that 10 ball. That was a really, really good try at that. He had a really small window over there. 1 to get on the 15 or 2 to bring the cue ball in the rail and bump that 5 just perfectly. That was just a hair off. I think Dave is going to shoot at those, though. I'd be surprised if he can make that 15. I wasn't able to, but the cue ball that's a good cue ball, as he would say in 1 pocket, Mr. Sean Johnson. There's my first 1 pocket mention of the night. You can score that in your bingo card, too. So Hank the Tank at the table now. Hank and I had been partners in a couple of these events. The rating increase by the young champion on the screen right now had put us out of the rating. And his longtime teammate, Austin Olson, is partnered up with him. Very strong team. Put some outside spin on that. Get the cue ball coming around. Should be looking at the 3 ball here. Now they have to deal with a 5 ball. I would be taking the 3 right here. What I would take the 3 for is I would try to draw over to the side rail, go above the 8 ball, obviously, and get an angle on the 2 so that I can run into the 5 ball with my cue ball. I love having the 1 ball up table for that kind of a breakout. You don't want to scratch. If you put some outside English on this, it'll actually curl up table a little bit for you to get the angle on the 2. A little bit more spin would have been really nice, but I think he might have got there. I think Hank can cheat the pocket a little bit and then stun the cue ball over and then move the 5 ball and take care of that problem. Just like that. Well done. Hit that forcefully, too. He didn't hit it hard. He just hit it with purpose. If that cue ball had come out of there not hitting so square, I don't think the cue ball would have really ran much either. It's just Hank just kind of just pounded that ball over there, and really good result.
Who was on the phone? So is he wanting to sign up?
Taking the 1 first. Should be able to get on the 5 pretty easily. I like going from the 5 to the 4 here, from the 6 to the 5 to the 4. But I also see coming up to the left side of the 4 and trying to get straight in on the side pocket as well. I like going this way, though. The reason on that line, I really like that Hank went that way. The reason on that is that you have 2 balls you're going to be able to shoot at going that direction. You got the 4 on the side pretty much no matter what. You got the 5 down in the corner. If you run a little bit far, you know, if you get a little bit odd with the cue ball, you got 2 balls to choose from that direction. A little bit light on that one. You'd like to draw back about a good 6 inches or so to make it a lot easier for Hank the Tank, but I think Hank should be able to finish this one up here. It's a little bit of follow. He's trying to get the cue ball past the side pocket, and Austin should like this result for the cue ball as he's straight in. Well done. Good stroke there by Hank the Tank. And Austin should have a pretty easy 8 ball here to draw first blood. But again, this is Mark Weaver at CR Sportsbar, Coon Rapids, Minnesota. We are live, a race to 11. This is the Scotch doubles event. There will be another match on Monday. And that will be played at 6:30 as well, Central Time. And that will be Jamie Pluta and Matt Busier versus Tim Tunjum and Eric McClellan. 6:30 start. So make sure that you make a note of that. We will be live from CR Sports Bar. I think I'll be joining Jerry in the booth. He should be back for that one. There is a 3-person league on Monday nights that I'm a part of, but I will most likely find time to sit in the booth here, as that'll be a heck of a good match. So one thing with these tournaments, as you've seen, it sounds like we beat the dead horse quite a bit with that, but these matchups, more and more every tournament are just, every one of them is just so solid. And it's really pretty special that we get to see this kind of event on a regular basis. I know Jerry's ran the few of these in a row here. We've seen, you know, multiple variations of different players playing with each other, and it's really cool. I mean, I get to commentate in these. I really enjoy the experience, but I really enjoy also being able to see, you know, so many different players playing with each other. And you'll see so many different styles. Everybody kind of plays the same game, but everybody has their own little nuances about how they go about it. So it's not the same game, and it's just it's a wonderful world to be a part of. So, and that cue ball got away from him a little bit. So Dave, the only shot Dave's going to have here is a back cut on the 5 ball. The saving grace for this shot, though, is that you make this 5 ball, and you're guaranteed to be on the 6 or the 2 or the 4 ball in the lower left corner. Cue ball should just roll around 2 rails, get up on top of the 6. if pocketed. We came a little bit light with it, so he'll be in the side for the 2-ball. Straight in, even a better shot. That was a really good pocket speed shot right there. A lot of times you'll see people hit that one a lot harder. I might have went a little bit more firm just to get a little bit more consistent stroke for me on that. Anyways, I have a hard time with that shot, and Dave executed that pretty much perfectly. So the 3 will go in the lower right corner pocket, but you're going to have to get rid of that 7-ball first. And the 6-ball does have a couple pockets up table. I don't think he can take that in the side past the 9. If he can, that's a real small window right there. But he does have the bank and the 3 right now if he would want to. Good shot. Some inside right in this ball with the cue ball. We'll put the cue ball up above the 3-ball. Should be able to take the 3 in the lower right corner pocket. You could put some follow on this if you want. If you put some draw, it might spin more to the upper rail. Follow, I think, in my opinion, will spring it more across the table. Give me a little bit better result. Just like that. Hit that really good. Nice shot, Rob. Now you got to get on the 4-ball. And finish this out. He might have to slam this ball in with some center and a little bit of low left, maybe about a half a tip of each, and go into the side rail and bring it all the way to the upper rail and over the left side of the table. So it'll be a strong draw shot, just like that. A little bit more stroke, though. But you're on it, so. Stop shot here puts you straight in on the 8-ball in the side pocket. It should be 1-1. Mr. Rob Thompson at the table. Still about 10 minutes to sign up for the Friday night tournament. I know the jackpot in that is at, I believe, $18.69 right now for the side jackpot. How that works is that every time when you enter, you pay $21. $1 goes into the jackpot kitty. And over time, it starts at 500. So if it ever is one, it may actually grow to the size of an investment fund. I mean, it's a good chance that thing might grow to well into 5 figures before it's even won. How it works is that everybody that's entering the tournament gets a name put in a bucket or in a hat per se. They draw a name out, put it in an envelope. And after the tournament is completed, whoever has won the tournament, then the envelope's opened. If that name matches, they win the jackpot. So there is a good shot. There is there's a lot of luck involved in it. I mean, you have to not only win the tournament, which often takes a little bit of luck as well, but then you also have to get your name drawn out of all the entrants. And matching those two up is like lining up the planets a little bit, and doesn't happen very often. Almost like an eclipse, doesn't happen very often. But pretty exciting little side pot that they came up with here. So the winner again will get $18.69 if their name is drawn out of the envelope. You got about 10 minutes left to sign up for that. $21 entry, long-standing Friday night tournament. And I do believe that I just seen walk in the door right now, Rotten Roger Larson is in the house. Welcome back to pool, young man. A 1-1 race to 11 here in the Scotch doubles event. Good solid break, and how about that cue ball right there? Plant the cue ball right in the middle of the table. Beautiful break. 5 and the is that the 14 ball up there? Are having a little party together. That might be something to deal with, whether you're stripes or solids. Stripes will be a little bit easier to break that 14 ball out of there than the 5, but solids are a little bit easier to start out on. Here's what I do, though. I take the 9 ball first. I hit some left inside English, and then I back cut the 12. And well, he's going to go solid. So, but by back cutting that 12, he could run under the upper rail, come into the 5-14, and off you go. Be interesting to see what they have in mind for that 5 ball now. The three has pockets, but the 3's in a weird spot, kind of. Because if you're to the right of the 3, somewhere in between the 10 and the 9, you're going to go into the rail. If you're going to go into the rail, you're going to run into the 15 with the cue ball. If you're going to go above the 15, you bring in the side pocket. So, the 3 does have pockets, but that's kind of an odd spot for me. The 1 at least has a side rail to go into with the cue ball. The reason I mention that is I wouldn't be really uncomfortable shooting the 3 right now. One thing that would bring in is that if you shoot that 3 and hit follow, you're going to run up into that 14 ball and open up your 5 ball. You're straight in the 6 on the side, but we'll leave that 3 and figure out how they're going to shape a ball off that. We're going to find out right now. Does Rob go above the 15 ball with the cue ball, or does he run into the 15 with the cue ball? Still could take the 1. But the thing with all those options, both of those balls, neither one of those gives you an avenue or a route to really move that 5 ball. See, he's looking at running you're not going to stop the cue ball right there. You're gonna have to move the 3 to the pocket, and the cue ball is going to have a little bit too much inertia to stop right where the 15 is. If you hit that ball square, that 15 might even come back off that rail and hide the 3 ball. This is going to be a dicey shot, to say the least. And not only that, but he's trying to get an angle on the 6 to go run into the 5-14. So there's a lot has to happen off this ball. I like this shot. I like this shot though from there. Come off that 1 ball and then run up into the 14 ball. Avoid that 6 like the plague up there. So now Austin has 1, 2, 3, 4 balls to choose from to shoot from. Don't want to shoot the 11. That would be the 5th one. But this might be the best look they'll get on this 15 ball. And if you come down to the bottom rail with your cue ball, Austin, you can go right back up to the middle of the table and you shape that 10, 12. No, I think he's gonna say, well, Hank, we'll figure something out on that. We'll come back to it. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Hank might have to carry him the 12 off the 9 into the side. I don't know if he's going to carry him or if he can actually cut that ball. But kind of unfortunate how they ended up for Austin. With that many balls on the table, you shoot a shot like Austin did. I mean, hindsight's always 20/20, but I think you need to accelerate the cue ball more. You need to make sure that it frees up from everything. And you had multiple options out there. If you're ever going to let the cue ball just run a little bit further and maybe take a little roll of the dice to get a leave, it's kind of when you got 6 balls out in the open like that, you know? And he just had a little bit of bad luck from that result too. So now Dave does have a route now to break out that 5-14. You can hit some low left on this 3 ball, bring the cue ball down to the bottom rail, over to the right side rail just below that chalk where it's sitting there, and that'll go right over towards that 14. Basically, what you do is you shoot this ball with trying to scratch in the upper left corner. If you hit it at a good speed, you're going to have the 6 either straight in the same pocket the 3 went in, or you have the 6 in the side. 6 in the side puts you on the 1. Depending on where the 5 would end up. But if you shoot this 3, you have to take a run at this 14 and the 5. You have to from here. So it's like it's a natural breakout line. All you have to do, Dave, is try to scratch in the upper left corner pocket, and you'll move that ball. The puzzle piece fits nicely right now. Just spin it around and put it in place and put some left English on the 3 and break it out. You're. This is going to be a little bit different, kind of difficult route, but we'll take the one instead. Play the safety. I don't understand that. Constructive criticism or whatever you want to call it. There's a natural angle from that 3 to break that 14 out of 5, and if you're playing at this kind of a tournament, with this kind of an entry, you have to see that. That's one of the that's like if you do like a drill or like buy a book of patterns or anything like that. That's going to be like in the first few pages of the book about pool. But we're moving on. Just a little bit outside. It was not an easy shot, but still now they have to deal with that 5 ball up there. The 1 they're a little bit too straight into the 1. There's no flat. There's no angle really there to use a 1 ball. If you shoot the 1 and wanted to draw back to the left side rail and put the cue ball over kind of where it is now, but a little bit closer to the rail, then you have that same 2 rail breakout shot for Dave. I think that when Dave went and sat down, Rob probably, maybe not whispered, but put into his ear that, hey, you had a really good breakout opportunity. We'll see what they come up with here. Nope. Now, he can get there from this. You have to hit a lot of low right English. You have to hit a lot of English on this ball. But you can go into that rail, and you can spin down into that 14 ball. So there is a breakout available on this, but it's just continually surprised by the last inning. Good shot. Hit that one really, really well. Very nice. Very, 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 very nice. That's how you hit that ball. You can't hit that ball any better than that right there. Dave, you are back at even Steven in my book. You have redeemed yourself, young man. That was a great shot. So 1-1 here early on, race to 11, Scotch doubles event at CR Sportsbar in Coon Rapids, Minnesota. This is Mark Weaver in the booth commentating. I believe Mr. Jerry Johnson might be down in Florida tipping his toes into the pool or something. But he did say that he'll be here Monday as well with me for the match on Monday between Jamie Pluta and Matt and Tim Tunjum and Eric McClellan. Dave came up a little bit light on that 8 ball. Didn't even really get Rob to the 50-yard line, but Rob's got a lot of scratch in this ball. I don't think he'll scratch, but there's a lot of players that'll scratch off this. Either missing a little bit thin on the 8 and going off the 15 into the side or going straight into the side. I think he's going to hit just low below it, though. Oh, he went into the 15 and avoided the scratch. Missed the ball, though. So Hank the Tank back to the table. He'll shoot the 9 and send the 11 up table a little bit, or down table from our view, I should say. You want to try to not to be on the rail like that every time. Being aware when you run into the ball like that, you push it over to the rail and then just come out a little bit. Again, you have multiple balls down table to shoot at if you want to, but it's just, the game's a little bit easier when you got a full cue ball. I would love to, play in one pocket, love putting people on the rail like that where they only have the top part of the cue ball. Eventually it's going to cost them something. But they should very, very, very easily handle this run out from here. In a situation like this here, I don't mind rolling up and taking that 12 first, being a little bit closer to the rail. You could take the 11 and then take the 12 in the upper right corner. But I like rolling a little bit ahead and just taking the lower right corner and then staying on top of the balls. A great local player told me a handful of years ago about that, especially like in rotation, about staying on top of the balls like that, up in the middle of the table on top of the balls. And I've always tried to practice that to some degree. I know some tables it's not the way to necessarily run the balls out, but Mr. Mario, thank you for that tip. I remember it often when I'm playing pool. Definitely one of the local greats and legends of Minnesota pool, Mr. Mario. Some of these veterans like that, obviously they've accomplished so many things over the years, and they've given so much to the game, and they've had so many highs and lows. But words of advice like that, when you hear from someone that's been down that beaten path and notched their share of victories and et cetera, is keep those words to mind, because anytime that they give those kind of little tidbits of information and little tips and advice like that, that comes from a good place. They've learned sometimes hard lessons from those tips that they pass on like that, and that's one reason why I kind of hold that one kind of dear. So it saved me in multiple games. So what a break by Austin here, nice and solid, and not a bad looking table for solids. You could technically start with the 4-6 combo right now. If you're going to take solids, at some point you're going to have to shoot that combo anyways. If you're going to shoot that combo, leaving the 7 or 1, leaving one of those balls I think is going to be important. The 8 ball will go off that 12 into the side, so it does have a pocket. I like that. Take care of the 5, go up the middle of the table, get a little bit closer on that 4-6 combination, and that's the ball I'd shoot next. That 4-6 combo, because then you've got the 2 ball, you got the 7, you got 2 balls down here for both corner pockets. Is kind of a bailout ball in case something goes kind of weird up there, and then you always have the 4 ball too. So you want to bring this up at least past the middle of the table. And you got to, I think, in my opinion, you have to shoot this right now. You've got multiple options to shoot upon making it. If you take away one of the 2 or the 7, then your options it's gonna make you kind of handcuffed a little bit. The thing I like about this too is that with the 2 and 7 there, you can take care of those balls and then come back for the 4, which should be on the upper end of the table, and that 4 will get you on the 8 ball. Ooh, he hit that 4 pretty light, so it came out hot and heavy, as they'd say, but that's all right. The target area for the 8th then would be the upper left corner of the table. And if I'm Austin right here, I think I'm gonna try to run from the 7 into the side of the 11 ball. That'll put me on the 4 or the 2. And it kind of opens it up a little bit too for me. I don't think there's a lot of danger in that. I don't really like shooting the 2, because if I come up above the 2 a little bit, above the spot area, then I'm looking at a combo no matter what in that 4-7. And if I can shoot that 2 and shape the 7, then I know that I can shoot the 7 and run to the 11. If you have that ability, what I'm saying is that if you can shoot from there on the 2 and shape it on the 7, then you should have the ability to shoot the 7 and run the cue ball to the 11. Confused enough? But that there is a strategy on that, and this is what you're going to target. Hit the 11 ball right there. Good shot. Maybe hit it a little bit firmer, and the cue ball might have gotten up just a hair. But I like that he shot that ball. Just a little bit harder on that would have made this so much easier, but Hank and him are going to figure this out, I'm pretty certain. Uh-oh. Now we got to come up with a plan. So I don't think it goes in the side. It might Z-bank in the right side pocket, but I'm not doing that. I'm going to bank this in the lower left corner pocket. I'm going to load up with some left English. I'm going to hit the outside of it. And the reason I do that is that left English will give me a good chance of getting up to the upper left corner part of the table on the 8-ball. If I'm going to try to make this ball, it does me zero good to not get a chance to get in the 8-ball. So I understand banking it, trying to go Z on the side. There is a path there, but the cue ball is going to end up not in a position where you can really make the 8 off that 12 on the side. If you back bank this in the lower left corner pocket, put some follow and some left English on that, the cue ball will go under the rail. It'll zip up to the upper left corner of the table, and then you can take the 8 off the 12. There you go. That's a better idea. I think this is exactly the way you have to shoot this ball. And if you're going to shoot this, you have to hit it so you get on the 8. Don't come up light and not reward yourself for this shot. Make sure you get up there. Look at that cue ball. Beautiful try, beautiful try. I really like that shot. That was a nice try, Austin. That was the right ball too. If he makes that ball, look where Hank would be. I mean, the cue ball is going to be in a little bit different location. It'll probably be up towards the chalk more. Might have even went up to the end rail. But if Austin had made that bank, that's the look that Hank would have right now on the 8-ball. And that's a pretty easy peasy carom right there. Well done. So when you are enjoying the stream, please hit the like button and subscribe button. We do appreciate the support. That will keep you in tune of all the future events. And we are again live at CR Sportsbar, Coon Rapids, Minnesota. This is Hank the Tank and Austin Olson against Dave O'Keefe and Rob Thompson. Race to 11, BCA rules, Scotch doubles. Mark Weaver in the booth, commentating. And I am on my phone able to watch the YouTube chat. If anybody has any questions, thoughts, tips, advice, or wants me to be quiet for a little bit, feel free to fire away. But I will keep an eye on that as much as possible. So Dave O'Keefe at the table. Dave's been a long-time sponsor of the streams here at CR's for O'Keefe's Collision. This tournament, though, is sponsored by Dehan Garage Doors. Mr. Billy Bob. Any of your garage door needs, feel free to give them a call. It's one of the best in the business. Got a number of great sponsors here that help with the stream. Appreciate every one of you. So Dave O'Keefe now is going to fire the combination. You want this 11 ball to clear out of that area. You want to hit it I mean, he hit that pretty firm, so I can't really fault him on that, but you got to keep in mind that if that ball goes to the right and rolls like that, that 8 ball is going to kill it, and that's exactly what happened. That ball now is stuck over in that area. It's pretty easy to bank cross side. It's not really in a bad spot to bank cross side. But on that combo like that, he could have drilled that ball. The only thing that might come in that play on that is that, let's see, you drill it so hard the 11 goes in the 8, it goes in the corner. That's my kind of luck.
Well, that's a matter of pay.
But we'll have to see what they do on the 11 here. Everything else should be kind of elementary. Oh, came up a little bit light there. Now this is an interesting spot here because if you play to the upper left corner, which is where the cue ball is naturally going to go, if you look at that first diamond up there in the upper left corner, if you can stay a little bit left of that, like split the difference to the pocket, put the cue ball in that area, come straight down. You could shoot that 12 in the lower right corner and draw into that 11, bump that ball off the table, bump that ball off that rail. I mean, he's going to go for it right now. But another thing you could do is you could play a safety from there and lock behind that 11 ball, which I like better, instead of trying to break it out. This would be a really good shot, though. Oh, missed it. Didn't sell out, though, because I don't think that 8 has a pocket. But the thing I was going to say on that is if you get in a line on that ball where you could shoot the 12 in the lower right corner or even the lower left corner, you could stop shot. Instead of banking that 11 cross side, you can just roll into it real gently and just hide behind it. And game's pretty much over from there, too.
That's just the subscribers. That's not how many. Yeah, there you go.
So Hank the Tank at the table now. ball in hand.
Well, it should be on now. But you gotta go to YouTube.
Little Joe just couldn't figure it out.
I don't think that 8 squeaks by that ball. My eyes ain't the best, but I can tell you from right here, I don't think that 8 goes by there. So he'll probably try to run into this in some form. Give him a look, give him a look, give him a look. Well, that'll work. He's got a bank on the side. And banks like this, something that everybody should practice and at least get comfortable with. But these kind of banks right here are pretty standard. You should be able to knock these in pretty consistently. Good try, man. Good try. Came a little bit outside. Kind of sounded like it just kind of weird thud almost the way it went into it. But he might have put a little bit too much outside English on that to try to throw that a little bit. But that was a good try. Those are banks, so again, that you really, I don't expect to make them all the time, but I expect to make them more than I miss them. And I think that's a good area to get to. So if you are going to practice on them, don't beat yourself up so much that you want to throw your cue out of the window or when you're driving down the freeway. I mean, just don't do that to yourself. But get comfortable enough just making them. Shoot 10 or 20 of them at a time and then call it a day when you're practicing or whatever. But, try it. The more you do it, the more you're going to start to kind of get the little nuances about banking, and you get more comfortable. Then when it comes into a match where there's a lot on the line, necessarily in this it's 2-1 early, but every game matters. So you get into a league night or you get into a tournament, you get into a gambling match, whatever, all of a sudden that bank comes up. It's like, I've been here. I shoot these pretty often. So just knock it in. Now he does have some safety options here. I think any safety down table, though, you're really leaving the bank cross-side as an option. And I think no matter where you end up, you'd have some type of a bank in the side pocket. I don't like shooting this 11, but this is an area I think where it's more of a player's comfort. What Rob does or what Joe Schmo does or whoever does is probably best for them in situations like that. If they're comfortable doing a certain shot a certain way, that might be better. But he did end up leaving Hank with an 8-ball. See how he runs this across, just like some straight center ball, and just kind of stroke through it. And the cue ball ends up like the middle diamond on the right side rail, and it's just kind of a center ball hit. That's what he did. Boom. Beautiful shot. Well done. 3-1, race to 11. CR Sportsbar in Coon Rapids, Minnesota. The Friday night tournament is underway. Not sure how many people are actually signed up on that. Leslie Noonan in the house, running it as she most often does. So again, there is a match Monday night. Keep an eye out on Facebook, and if you subscribe to the YouTube channel, it'll give you notifications as well. But I'll recap that again. It is Matt and Jamie playing Tim Tunjum and Eric McClellan. So that is a 6:30 start Monday night. Another good break. Oh, and look at that, 2-ball drops. Oh, I think that was outside the 3-second rule, but nobody's really. Rob's kind of chuckling about it, though. (10-5) combo. Good start. Solids look pretty runnable right here. I would not be surprised to see Austin breaking here in the next couple of minutes. I like getting the 6 here and drawing back a little bit. I don't like stopping there. I like drawing back about maybe 3-4 inches and get myself an angle so I can shoot the 3-1 combo. And then from the 3, I get back to the 4-ball in the side pocket. I like doing that combo first here. That's just my way of going about things. I don't know if it's always right, but I kind of like having this ball freed up over here. Just like that. Now you can come back for the 4. Got to be careful on that 4 though. The 4 gets you really good on the 8 ball, obviously in the lower left corner. I think it goes by there. Or does it? Yeah, it goes by there. But you got to make sure that you're kind of straight in on that ball. If you get to where you have an angle and you got to drop down to the bottom rail, then you're looking at the 8 in the upper left corner. So Hank will shape the 4 ball here for the side pocket, the right side pocket. Came up a little bit light, quite a bit light. He might not be able to make this ball. When he shot that combo, which I agree with, but one facet of that I would do is draw back, and I'm shaping the 4 off that combo. If I'm not going to shape the 4 off of that combo, then I'm shooting that 4 from that situation. If you rewind just a couple shots, he had that 3-1 combo up in the upper left corner there. If I'm going to shoot that combo, I'm drawing back to shape the 4. If I'm not going to shoot that combo, then I'm shooting the 4. If I'm not going to do that, I'm going to shoot the 4, then go after the combo. I think it flows better that way, the pattern. Austin got a good hit, but Stripes are just out there to clean up now. But I think that was part of the strategy of that combo that they didn't incorporate. Because if you get that weird angle on that ball, you're going to have to come back for the 4 then. If you end up straight into the 3, then obviously you can come back on the 4 right from there. But I shoot that combo again. I'm drawing back. I'm shaping that 4 from there. So now Rob's at the table. Turn up the stripes. Should be low to go to the right about where his hand is with the cue ball, right through there. Now if you stop shot on this ball right here and just kind of get off the rail with the cue ball, you have an angle on the 11 just to float over the left side rail, and you're right on the 9. It's just a natural angle. The ball that they really have to do any kind of work on is going to be the, was that the 13 in the middle of the table? Oh, you just had to go up for the 9 ball from there. See, now, 9 ball's makeable. Cue ball's going to run a little bit kind of weird, though. You see what I'm saying, though? If you just stop and just slide over to the side rail with the cue ball, you're almost straight into the left side pocket with the 11. And then all you have to do is just roll the cue ball forward, and you have a much general angle on the 9 ball than you do right now. Now the cue ball is going to run from you, and you got kind of lucky there. But now you have to get on the 11 or the 13. And neither one of these is necessarily difficult, but at the same time, one doesn't really lead to the other. If the 13 only has one pocket, really. Well, we'll go to the lower right. I might even be inclined to go low left with this cue ball and go over to the chalk on the right side rail and try to put the cue ball right in between those 2 balls. Because if I go long, I'm on the 11. He's going to draw straight back, though. That's a good shot. That 13 goes. Rob pounces at the table. Yeah, must go. A little left of the hat, and good stroke over to left side rail. Come back out on the table. Nope. Gonna hold the cue ball. Good shot. So now Dave can do the same thing, but if he comes up short, he's hidden behind the 4. So I try to go across the table. Looks like he's going to draw into the 4. Yep. Rob will finish this up. It should be at 3-2. Good shot and nice out. 3-2, a race to 11, and that really comes back to not handling that 4-ball well for Hank and Austin. They, well, you know, when I recommended shooting the combo, they were straight in the 4. They could have took that there. I like doing the combo, but again, not to beat the dead horse, but if you're gonna shoot that combo, you've got to go back and shape the 4 from there. Heck with that, the 3-ball. The 3-ball will be there for you. So 3-2, race to 11, CR Sportsbar, Coon Rapids, Minnesota. It's Mark Weaver in the booth. Friday night tournament is going on. Again, that side pot in that I think is around $1,880 now. See a few guys, regulars here, and a few people not familiar with their faces. Cindy Bloomquist in the house. Roger Larson making his return. Shane Jackson. Powell's here. Jed's here. Corey Swenson and Mr. Jason Superior, Josh Raines. Pretty good field as always here. Friday night tournaments at CRs. Check it out. $20 entry. You throw. It's actually 21. 20 for the tournament. 1 for the jackpot fund. Been around for a long time, this tournament. But here we are. Dave O'Keefe at the table. Break-in head ball. Last break, he planned that cue ball about a foot up towards the middle of the table, about as perfectly as he could place it. And that's not a bad spot either, but didn't make a ball this time.
Well, he says, give me 5.
Solids are wide open to run.
Hold on.
Wide open to run here. If you shoot the 5, you can come across for the 6. You can shape over to the 4. I want to get off the rail, though. He does have the 3 available, too, but I would be really surprised if he shoots that ball. Coming off the rail now, look where the cue ball is. If he comes off that rail 6 inches, he's straight in the 4. It makes it so much easier to navigate this rack. He wanted to put the cue ball right there. Great shot, Hank. That's about as straight in as you can get right there. So a stop shot here. Take the 3, take the 7, take the 2, take the 1, and rack them up. You don't want to roll down too much in this ball. There you go. Good shot. Now you want to hit this 3 kind of thin if you can. You cheat, well, on your view it would be the bottom part of the pocket. You want to cheat a little bit and hit it thin with some left. Just, you don't want to run into that stripe at all and get kind of, have it come in between you. Just like that. Good shot. You know what I mean? Sometimes people put outside on that, they'll draw into it or whatever, they'll bump into that ball. That stripe will go into the rail, or it'll come off the rail, and all of a sudden you got a blocker in between you and your optic ball. And you got to break out the jump cue. Pretty elementary from here. You want to do the 2 first, not the 1, to make it easier for yourself. Yep. That'll work. He's going to come back a little bit. He might have kind of too much of an angle, though. Hank's kind of looking, yeah, the 1 don't go. You want to be able to bring the cue ball to the right side of the table off the next shot. I don't know if Hank thinks he can get him there. I think the cue ball is going to give him that angle. The one thing he could do is he could put a lot of draw on it, draw off that stripe in the middle of the table, bring the cue ball so it hits the upper edge of that stripe, then goes over to the side rail. That puts you on the 1 on a lot better angle. But you got to have a little bit of luck come your way on that shot. Or if he can just get over there straight with straight draw. Like that, right there, off that stripe, puts you over on a good angle on the 1. Wow, what a shot, Hank. Thank you. Thank you for doing my shot to a degree. That's exactly what I was talking about, being able to just graze that stripe if you needed, and that'll put you over to the side rail and kind of kick you up table some. And now they got an angle where he can draw back and put Hank on the 8 in the lower left corner. or roll forward and just take it in the lower right corner. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, he's got enough. Good shot. Good shot. That was a really good out. Very nice. That draw shot by Hank was that was pretty good. So they go up 4-2 and race to 11. Race to 11, CR Sportsbar, Coon Rapids, Minnesota. Monday night at 6:30 p.m. We've got Jamie and Matt versus Tim and Eric. Another match in this Scotch doubles event. That'll be Monday again at 6:30, and I believe Jerry mentioned that there's matches for next Friday as well. So keep an eye on his Facebook and also on CR's Facebook page. 4-2, race to 11. Mark Weaver in the booth. In Coon Rapids, Minnesota, CR Sports Bar, the mecca of pool in the upper Midwest. It's where everybody goes to play. Good break. Watch the cue ball. Oh, tough. Well, not really. You got the 4 ball. You have no look at a stripe. I don't think you want him anyways. Not with the way that 10 and the 15 are cohabitating over on that right side rail there. Look at those 2 balls right there. That 15 is in the spot where I hate a pool ball to be, and then the 10 ball decides to come over and hang out with it. So no matter what, even if I had a stripe available, I'm not shooting at that. So the 6 ball has a pocket, the 5 ball has a pocket, the 7 balls in 7 balls in another really good spot, favorite spot of mine. But here's what I do. I shoot the 3, and I try to shape the 6 here. The reason I shape the 6 is because I'd love to go from the 6 to the 5. Then I go the 5 over to the left side rail, take my 7 up table, and that puts me on the 1. That's the route I like to go. Or if I can get on the 7 from here, that'd work too. Good shot. But I don't know if I want to shoot that 7 this direction. It's hard to see from my view how much of a rail he has right there to work with. Sometimes on these shots, in my history, I've actually tried to draw back and end up drawing right in the side pocket. I like taking the 7 from there up table, though, not down table. I think Hank's going to make that choice, too. Got to come out of there. Got to come out of there. Got to come out of there. That'll work. Now you want to slow roll this ball. You don't want the cue ball to drift too much over to the left. You want to slow roll that so that you can have an angle on the 5 and then get over on the left side of the table for the 7. I hit this with some center ball and some right English and just kind of cozy the ball in so that my cue ball doesn't deflect as much. Now by throwing it in with outside English, you're able to hit that 3 more full. Got it. Oh, good shot. Hit that really well. When you do that, when you hit it more full, then the cue ball doesn't deflect as much to the right, or which would be the left in our view. But if you're going to do that, you want to add a little bit of outside English to help throw the ball a little bit to the left to compensate for how you're aiming it. Good shot. And this is the shot right here that gives me cold sweats at night. I absolutely detest this ball. Absolutely. Anywhere that 7 is, though, anybody that's listened to the streams before, anywhere that 7 is, all the way to that, just inside that diamond right there, I just absolutely hate that location for a pool ball. I don't make this ball very often, and I'm not trying to jinx Austin here, but I hate having a ball right there. You're a better shooter than me, young man, so roll this one in. Roll this one in and put him right on the 8 ball, because you have guaranteed shape by making this ball. Well done. Nicely done. Very good shot. That's how you hit that ball. Tank the tank to put him up 5-2. And the Young Bucks are getting a 3-game lead here. 5-2, race to 11, CR Sports Bar in Coon Rapids, Minnesota. We are live, emanating from the booth at CR Sports Bar. How many people got in the Friday night tournament, Leslie? Huh?
1-7. 17.
17? Okay. Five to 2, race 11. They're almost halfway home. Again, Billy Bob, Brent Dehan at Dehan Garage Doors. Thank you for the main sponsorship of this tournament, for sponsoring this event, this version of the Scotch Doubles. And you've also been a long time sponsor of the stream as well. So tip my hat to you, and the pool community thanks you for all that you do. And for the rest of the sponsors as well, thank you so much. Been a big part of, every one of you has been a big part of getting this stream out here for everybody, and we all appreciate it. Don't mean to overlook any one of you. So if you have any of the needs that our sponsors offer, feel free to give them a ring and see what they can do for you. See what the quotes are. See what they can say that, hey, I've seen you guys sponsoring that stream over at CRs. I watch it on the Friday nights. I hear that guy babble for a few hours, and every now and then he makes me smile. Every now and then I have to hit the mute button. But other than that, I figured I'd give you guys some business. So give those guys a call, and gals, everyone in those businesses. Thank you again. Hank the Tank at the table. Looks like he's shooting the 2-ball. Captain Courageous in the house. Wow, that's a good shot. Man. A lot of times people will take a little bit easier shot to start out. That's a lot of times you'll see the difference between the champions and the upper levels. Champions of any level, but definitely when you get higher rated, you'll see players take the little bit more difficult shot to start out a rack. Most often it'll end up opening up the table for them, or taking a ball that might be a little uncomfortable to shape, and it just makes things a lot easier. So you take a little bit more of a lower percentage shot to make it easier for you in the long run. If you watch any on the pro matches, you'll see that often they'll take that hard one first. People will look at it and go, why are you just shooting that straight in ball? If you shoot that other one, it actually makes things easier. So now he's going to look at the 6 ball. The cue ball's going to come out a little bit hot off that side rail. I might try to actually get down below and look at shaping the 3 ball from here. He can pocket speed this ball and probably get in the 5. Yep, I think you're right on that. Or take the 5 now. That's not a bad idea either. Yeah.
You're going to miss this ball. So
Yep.
hit rail, and come out here. You should have that.
Yeah, if you do the 5, Leslie's saying too, if you do the 5 in the left side pocket, you go around 2 rails, you come above the 10 ball over towards the 6 ball. I think Hank's going to load up with a lot of inside, though, and try to get on the 5 from here. Oh, he missed it. Good try, though. That might have been, obviously Austin had kind of let the cue ball run a little bit, but sometimes you can't just play for an area of the table. You got to be a little bit more precise.
Well, this isn't a picnic for them either.
No, this isn't an easy out. The 15 ball is a little bit of trouble down there. Everything else has a pocket, though.
Start off with a combo if you had to. You could also
Yep.
go this one this way. I can't see what you can actually see.
I think you can roll this in. If you get an angle to back cut the 9 on the side from here, I think the 9 is a little bit too far away for that shot.
He was trying to get down there.
Trying to get for the 10, yeah.
That end of the table is being rough on both of them.
Yeah, it is.
But he can try to slow roll into here, and just tap it in, and he'll have shape for the 10 to come back for the 9 and finish everything down here.
Yeah. That's one way to get there. Take the 11 to get on the 10, 10 to the 9.
You have to hit
I-
that so soft.
I would have liked to gotten the cue ball out to the middle of the table more and use the 11 just to run down into the 8 ball. And then that would open up my 15 because I got the 9 up table. I'd like to have the 14 in the side. He might actually try to break into that right now. I don't know if I like going into it from this way because if you end up below there, you might not have a shot. I think he is going to try to move that 15 here, though. And like I said, if you get below there, you might not end up with a shot. But he does have a He does have a really thin cut on the 14. He does have a cut on the in the lower left corner, but I think I cut the 14 to the side from here because I can go up table by that 6, and I'm going to shape the 10 or the 11. I'm guaranteed one of those balls.
He's looking at trying to do that one first.
Yeah, I think he's going to go to the lower left corner. I kind of like that 14 in the side myself, but I'm not shooting either, so this might not be as bad of an angle as it looks from the screen. In fact, this is a better shot. It just looks initially like it's more of a back cut, but it really isn't that bad. The thing I want to avoid though is getting all the way up on the end rail. I want to stop right in there, right in there, right in there. Yep, that'll work. I didn't want to get way up, and the way he was going to, let's say he ran to that 6 ball, that's a bad spot for that cue ball from up there. If he hit that any harder, that cue ball is going right at that 6 ball. Cue ball sits right where the 6 is. That's a bad spot for them. But Rob hit that pretty good speed, man. So they got a little work to do still. I don't feel that. Well, that one's worked pretty good. I was going to say, I don't feel that they've been really precise on some balls where they need to get precise. And they kind of need that to get out from here. If he came up a little bit shorter on that, that would have been really nice. He can actually do this, though. Rob, if you take that 11 in the right side pocket, then get on the 12, you'll be straight into the 14. This will work, too. Many ways to get out from here. The ball that they've got to get a good angle to get in that 14, though. And he might have came a little bit too much of a cut on this ball. If that's the case, if you're going to play that ball, to guarantee that you're getting easy on the 14, go all the way up to the upper end rail and spin over to the right side rail. Then you're going to be straight in the 11 or have an angle to go, take the 11 in the corner. I don't think he can draw this and come back for the lower left corner. I think there's too much of an angle here. And you don't want to be right there. I don't want to be there. That was, I mentioned just about a minute ago, about 2 balls ago, that this would be a rack where they had to have some precision on a couple of shots that they hadn't shown yet. And once again,
Cut it in the side.
I don't know if that ball cuts in the side from there, though, Leslie. I don't know. Does it? Yeah, it does. He's taking your advice. But again, I don't like getting in this position. That shot that it was shaped on was not very executed very well. That one was. Oh, it went outside too. I thought that ball was in. Oh my gosh, dang. I thought that ball was in from the get-go. I don't know if it floated or not, but I thought that ball, when it started out there, I thought that thing was just dead center of that pocket. Man, oh man.
Hey,
You want some drama? Here we go.
you want 2 tables? Okay, how many people?
Now I shoot this 3 and I use that 8 ball to stop my cue ball. I send the 8 ball up table. He's gonna miss it though. He's gonna avoid it maybe. Yep. The reason I wanted to go into the 8 ball and move that 8 ball is that if I get that up over by the 5 up in that corner of the table, I think that 5, I think things just work easier for me. Everybody has their little things that they like to do in pool. I know there's one instructor in town even that teaches playing to certain patterns that you're really comfortable with, and there's a lot of strength and validity in that. That's what I'm basing that comment off, is that sometimes there's just layouts that I prefer to shoot a certain way that others might not. And I think there's a lot of times it's right and sometimes it's not right. I'm not perfect. I'm not infallible. And I think that goes for a lot of players, that there's certain paths, and you go A, B, C, D route, all get you to the same destination, but everybody's going to choose a little bit different. And it doesn't mean it's necessarily a wrong route, but you just might be more comfortable shooting a shot a certain way compared to the way I like to shoot them. Like, take for example right there. I love getting from there up to that end rail, so I just thin back cut that 6 in, and I shoot from the upper rail. I don't like shaping from here. I feel that if I'm up on the end rail and I can just spin it in, I come down to the 8, it's just super easy. But I don't like doing that right there because of that point. See how that comes off that point there? Now, if Austin had put that cue ball up on the upper end rail, then you basically just cut the ball in and just spin down the table. It makes it super simple. That angle right there to me is just it's not a good it's not consistent to shape out of because you end up catching the point and here you are. But again, that's maybe things you learn over time. Maybe that's experience as well. But he'll definitely try to atone here with his 8-ball shot. Good ball, dead center pocket. Well done, man.
Now on that 14 in the side, I would have taken another minute to look at it to be more accurate because you only have a tiny space to work with there, and he kind of rushed it a little bit.
Yeah, he might have rushed it a little bit. Leslie's saying that shooter took a little bit more time than 14 because there wasn't much space there, and I could agree with that. I can agree with that. Sometimes on those tougher shots like that, we feel maybe we're in a little bit of a rhythm or whatever. But there's times when you almost you see the pros do it. There's sometimes where it's just a little bit dicey where they take an extension, and it doesn't mean that you're not confident you're going to make the ball. You're just kind of reaffirming to yourself, okay, there's no rush here. This isn't a standard easy shot, but I make these, and then you kind of reapproach it a little bit more even keeled maybe. So 6-2, race to 11. Austin breaking again. Another solid break. And not a bad starting spot. If you're solids, that's not bad at all. I don't think he can make maybe he can make the 9 if you want to take stripes. Stripes is actually better.
If he can get to it.
If he can get to it, yeah. Is he going to take he's not doing the 3-14 combo, is he? There he is. Yeah, he is. He's going to shoot the combo. Proud of you, young man. You could hear him even on the stream, 14. I like stripes a lot better. I really do. If you're going to shoot solids, you kind of got to run into that 2-3 right from the get-go. And watch a 12. That's right. You're going to want to break into this ball now off the 9 ball. Or the 11 could do it too. I like to go upper left on this and go 2 rails into that 12 ball. Although I think it does go down in that corner still. Yeah, it does go down in the corner still. They just got a small window to get on it though.
If he'd have played that ball to sit here, he could have done a stop shot there, and there might be enough room.
My room to take the 12 on the left side even too. Yeah, I think it does go on the side. Hank's going to take care of it right now, though.
That's a really tight.
Got to make sure this 3 doesn't tie up in the 11 now, too. Well, he made it. Now you got the 15 ball, and you got to from this 15. You have to run into the 3-11. I don't think they want to shape that 11 ball from up table, although that 13 does give you a good chance to get on it. I don't think I would have shot that 12 there. I think I could come back for that ball. The 12 had a couple of pockets that it could have gone to, and I think the risk of tying up that 11 was just too great. The 3 wasn't going to clear enough for me. Look at this shot, though. Oh, get off there. What a shot. Oh, man, that was good. That was good. He's got it up in the upper left corner. He could shape the 13 from there, and then Austin's job for this rack will be putting Hank on the 10 ball from the 13. So just shoot it up in the upper left corner, leave a little bit. It's kind of a long shot for us. I mean, but it's one you got to make. I don't think he has an angle where he can roll into the 2 and get on the 10. I think you have to just kind of hit some low draw on this, just to not draw the cue ball, but just kind of slide over to the left a little bit and then take the 13 in the same pocket. because the 13 is a natural angle to get on the 10. Just put it on Austin's shoulders to make the ball.
Looking at getting that 10 second.
Yeah, I think he is going to try to get on the 10 here. I think I take the easier route and just shape the 13 and take my medicine, because if I don't get on the 10, I'm in a lot of trouble. He missed it. See, now you did get on the 10, but I know he makes that if he just kind of holds the cue ball. Leaves a little bit tougher shot on that 13, but you got to trust your partner some. And Hank, as good as he is, he still run the risk of not getting on that 10 ball, but he did place the cue ball perfectly for it. They use a 1 to get on the 6 now. Natural shape for it.
Since he didn't go far enough down or went too far. Would have been better for him to short back a little bit to get there and come up. You're natural here.
So 1 over to the side rail, and then he didn't go for the 6. That was such a natural angle there to just float over and get on the 6 ball right there. You're really confused by his decisions sometimes. That's yeah. I mean, that confuses me.
Take the 3.
Yeah, but from where he was though, you naturally.
This one would draw, and
Yeah.
no matter where the cue ball lands after the 6, you have.
Well, yeah, but the thing is that if you take that 1 and just roll the cue ball out even a little bit further, you're on the 6 easy. 6 puts you right in the 3, 3, 2, 4. I don't understand why some of the patterns are just overlooked. It confuses me. I guess it kind of reflects why the score is 6-2. I mean, if you have people that play pool, I mean, I'm not trying to be overly critical, but when you have a ball that naturally leads you, natural leave to the next ball, I mean, you shoot it that way. You make it easy on yourself. You don't, you just make it easy on yourself. And they kind of, when you start doing that, the balls, they lead to each other so fluidly that the game becomes simple. You hear about that when people run racks. It's like, make it look so simple. Well, it's because you're not really making the cue ball do a whole lot. You're just moving it along.
That's what makes lower rated players so dangerous, because they go the simple route. They don't try to get all complicated. I mean, it worked out though.
It worked out, but at the same time, you can make things easier.
Here's the problem. That 8 don't go nowhere down there.
It goes in the side, though. You can just draw back on this.
Side, but both of these pockets are blocked. So the natural procession of things have been taken away from it, doing that 6 right then.
See if Dave draws back a few inches or follows forward or something.
Yeah, it goes in the side.
There we go. Well done. Confusing. Just from a commentator's standpoint and from a pool player's standpoint, some of the patterns just they seem like if you bought a pool book, they'd be in the first few pages of what to do. Careful. Now, if you're on a valley table, that ball probably finds a pocket. I just went through 2 weeks of misery with those tables. I tell you what, that ball finds a side pocket most often in a valley. But I'll tell you this, though. The valleys this year, after being out of Vinea, the Black Cat tables, the brand new ones, those things, cannot speak highly enough of them. Those things play great. That is a beautiful table. They played fast, but man, did they play good. I love playing on those tables. So Valley Black Cat, incredible table. It is the answer to the Diamond. It is Valley's answer to it, but man, they're a nice table. 2 weeks, so 2 weeks total, but it was 9 or 10 nights out there. 10 nights or 11 nights out there. Already booked for next year too. Seen a lot of Minnesota people out there, upper Midwest representing, and it's a pleasure seeing everybody out there. It's awesome. What a fun time. Oh, tough scratch. But yeah, great time out there in Vinea. So hope everybody see everybody out there again next year as well.
I would do solids.
So here we are, ball in hand, off the break on a scratch. You can put it anywhere on the table. For other formats, Vinea, etc. A lot of times it's in the kitchen only, but BCA, anywhere on the table, which I think is a better format for it because, sometimes when you're in the kitchen, you're restricted to what you can shoot at. And I don't feel that you should be put in a bad situation because somebody else had fouled or scratched. You should be able to pick what you want to shoot. Now, I am a fan, though, of take what you make formats, too, so it's kind of contradictory. But that is, take what you make is also ball in hand, I think. I think it is behind the kitchen. So we'll see if Hank and Austin can shut the door on the little rally that Dave and Rob had for the game last game. 6-3, though, race to 11. And I just feel that the pattern play from Austin and Hank has been more on point than from Mr. Rob Thompson and Dave O'Keefe's team. There's there's just balls that line up sometimes, or the layouts sit in a certain way that there's just some shots that are just conducive to the next one. It just kind of lays there, and it's almost easy to get to it. So you go 4 back to the 6 here, 6 over to the 3, 3 to the 5, 5 to the 8. He's got to get he doesn't have to get to the right side of it, but I would love to be to the right side of it. If you go into the right side rail, you just kind of roll the cue ball out in between the 15 and the 9 and make it easy peasy. Or even a stop shot right from here. A little bit more of an angle in the 3 than I'd like. I would have kind of liked to gone into the rail and then bring the cue ball in between that 9-15. Just because it makes, in my opinion, makes it easier to go from the 3 to the 5. Either one of those balls, though, the 3 or 5, gets you on the 8 pretty easily. The difficulty meter will be determined by what Austin does on this 6 for Hank. If Hank has to run the cue ball across the table, the more that the cue ball gets towards the spot off the 3, then the tougher that 5 will get. 5's fairly easy, though. You just run the cue ball over the spot to the right side rail, puts you on the 8, but this shot will determine how easy that's going to be. So again, Monday night, 6:30, there's another match. Jamie and Matt versus Tim and Eric. Make sure you tune in, 6:30, live at Sierra Sportsbar. Roll this ball in just like that. Good shot. Beautiful shot, man. Look at how he held that cue ball over there. The more that cue ball travels to the middle of the table, the harder this ball gets.
Either way, they might be.
And he hit that one good. So now Austin just has to. Austin has to hit kind of the same shot with the 5. Just run the cue ball in. If you get the cue ball in between the 9-15, you're on the 8. You could go inside left, but that brings the 15 into play, in my opinion. You just go with some right English on this, just a touch of draw, and just bring the cue ball back across. Even if you nudge into the 9, as long as you catch the upper part of the 9, you'll still move up table enough to get in the 8 ball. You just have to trust your shot here. You got to get a little bit of draw on it, though. Yep, you had to get a little bit of draw on it. Oh no. Yep, he hit it with center ball, and you had to draw that some. And when you draw that, you go about a tip lower than he did, and then you aim a little bit left of the object ball where he aimed, and you throw the ball in, and the cue ball will just spring across there. It was really in Austin's defense. That was his first shot that he didn't hit very well in several games, so I'm very certain he wants that one back, though. And now Rob and Dave just have to navigate their way through this rack.
I would have used draws.
Yeah, some draw. You got to get above. You just got to draw and get above that 9 ball, no matter where you're on the 9. Instead of hitting it that way, I'd hit it with inside and go around.
Brought it back this way.
If I'm not going to draw that ball, I'm going to go inside and go 1, 2, 3 rails and go around. But I don't even like 3 rails from there. Just a little bit of draw on that ball, and he would have been perfect. We'll see what kind of pattern they come up with on these balls here. So right off the get-go, Rob is trying to figure things out. Good shot. I like that one. Right here, you'd either draw back and take the stripe up on the rail and take care of the 2 balls up table, and then use the 14 to get in the 8 ball. Good shot.
Go this direction first. Right that way. Yep.
So there's 2 games that have been handed back to Dave and Rob there. I don't know if nerves necessarily got in the way, but a couple games in a row there. This could have been an 8-2 match right now. Came a little bit light on that one.
Perfect.
I like to get a little bit closer off that ball. I'm about halfway there from where he's at. Hit that one good.
See? Perfect.
6-4. Race to 11. Capitalizing on your opponent's mistakes is a part of pool, and those last couple of games were definitely handed back the other direction, but you still got to make the balls, man. Tip my hat to Dave and to Rob for getting out of those. 6-4. Be right back in a minute. So we are live at CR Sportsbar, Coon Rapids, Minnesota. Mark Weaver in the booth. Leslie Noonan running the Friday night tournament right next to me, kind of the co-pilot. And Dave, the action man, O'Keefe at the table. His partner, Rob Thompson, taking a quick break.
I'm just here pointing out a different way to do it.
Then Hank and Austin on the upper left corner of your screen. 6-4, race to 11. BCA rules, winner breaks the course. Davis planted that cue ball absolutely perfect a couple of times. See if he pulls off another good break here. Nope. Oh, almost scratched. Oh, my goodness. How does it, yeah, didn't make anything, but man, how does that not scratch? David hitting a couple of breaks and planted that cue ball about absolutely perfect for an 8-ball break. Austin's had a few really good breaks too. I had a good break back in 2022, I think it was. Oh my goodness. Early miss there by Hank. Oh my, oh my. My, oh my. You're going to have to shoot stripes, of course. The only trouble here if your stripes is that 12-ball. But everything else for stripes goes. And they only have the 10 or the 9 that will really help them on that 12-ball. If it cuts in the side pocket, yeah, it goes in the side pocket, so they can get there that way. I think if I take this 9 ball right now, which obviously is the only thing to shoot at, but I go low right and I go over to the left side rail with the cue ball and I try to shape that 12 right now. Because from that 12, I can get on the 10. 10 gets me up table. I can just roll over and take the 14. But I use this 9 here to try to shape that 12. Unless that 10 to the 12 is super, super easy. I just like the idea of that. If I don't get on the 12 there from the 9, I have the 10 to do it again. Gives me 2 chances at that ball. And you see Mr. Jason Superior's head right there in the bottom of your screen, playing on the Friday night tournament on table 21. So you got to get on the 12 here. I think now you got to go down to the bottom rail and come back up into the table. Like that, did it get there? Yep, that'll work. From the view I got over here in the booth right at the table, that ball's pretty simple. I'm not sure again on the overhead cam. I apologize. I know that they had, I think it was some mic issues on it for a while. So I apologize for not being able to pop to that view, which can be pretty beneficial to be able to tell if something goes or not sometimes. Good shot, good shot. Suddenly, we're looking at almost a tied match here if they can finish this rack out. A couple of games back, if Hank and Austin pull a couple racks, finish a couple racks out, I should say, we'd be looking at 8-2. But here we are, 20-some minutes later, 30 minutes later, and we're looking at 6-5 with the team at 5 breaking. Definite big turn of events here. It's a good shot. See which one Dave shoots here first. Shoots the 11 or the 13. Ooh, up over a cue ball. Up over a ball a little bit with the cue ball here. We've got a match on our hands here. Cue ball's going to be good on that 8 in the side. 6-5. Here we go. We would have been at 8-2 about 25 minutes ago. 25 minutes, half hours ago, this would have been an 8-2 match. But Dave and Rob have fought back into it. Their break, 6-5, race to 11. Take a quick look at all of our sponsors here that have helped over the years with the stream. This tournament, again, is sponsored by Dehan Garage Doors, Mr. Brent Dehan, Billy Bob, 763-331-5762. Call him for all of your garage doors needs. One of the best in the business. And everybody up on that screen there, we thank you so much for the contributions to the stream and to keeping the stream going for everybody the last few years and for sponsoring tournaments as well. Thank you so much. So Dave O'Keefe at the table breaking 6-5, race to 11.
Did they break and run that? No. I'll pay for
Dave O'Keefe at the table. Made a ball, made 2 balls. And you're looking good at solids. Here we go. Should be a tie game here.
Make the 2, it breaks that out.
Yep, make the 2, send the 3 ball up table or down table on your screen. You should be on the 7 from there. And then just run them out. Rob Thompson at the table. A little bit of a back cut in the 2, not bad though. 3 will probably run into the 11-4 in some fashion. Might go to the left of the 4.
I don't know that I would use draw here.
Avoid it altogether. No, went into the 11. Did bump into the 13. Now the 8 won't go. And he tied up the 5-3 a little bit. So kind of created a couple problems. If you want to move the 8 ball right now, you got a shot on the 7 that'll put you right into those stripes there, and you can open up the 8 ball. I don't mind that shot because I think the cue ball is going that natural path anyways. You can take the 1 and go back to it later though. But if you back cut that 7 in the upper right corner pocket, the cue ball will come right off that side rail and go right into that 11-13. And then you just shoot the 6 next or the 5. Jimmy Wolverton in the house. I think he's going to shoot the combo, though, the 3-4 combo. And that opens things up again. Very well done. Nice shot. Very nice.
What about that 6-7 down there?
Yep, 6-7. I don't think I shoot a combo here, though. I shape that 7 ball or the 6. I get on one of those balls. Use the 1 right now and get on the 7.
Ways to come back down.
It's like Rob's going to try to draw back to the upper left side rail. Nope, a little bit lighter. At some point now, if you don't shape it off of this ball, you're going to end up having to shoot that combo. And if you end up shooting the combo after trying 2 times to get on it, you probably were better off shooting it in the first place. Because Rob had a pretty good look at it from where he was. I wouldn't have shot the combo there myself, but Dave hit that one good. Here's how you get on that 7 ball. That'll work. Man, he hit that one good. Very nice. Come across. Just like that. I want to make sure you get back across the table on a ball like that. I mean, he could have took the 6 in the upper left corner too. A lot of times on a shot like that, going from the 7 to 6, people end up to the right with the cue ball a little bit, and end up with a little bit of a back cut. So when you're choosing your path on that, whether you're going to go to the upper right corner, upper left corner, make sure you hit it firm so you get all the way across. And that one got away from him a little bit. Oh boy, oh boy.
The only worry here is too much, and he scratches the side.
Yeah, not an easy shot though. He had a couple of feet of table up there that he could, anywhere up there a couple of feet.
Here, come back.
Well, the problem with coming back and forth though is I think it's going to be easy to go too far to the right of the spot. Well, he made it, but he got hooked behind the 11 ball. And that wasn't your fault, Rob. I think he tried to hit inside though and come into those balls instead of staying above them. And I think staying above them, he could have went back and forth, but he had to gone across, back across, and then back to the spot. He would have had to gone 3 or 4 times.
It ended up down there.
He hit inside on it, Leslie, and it came and grazed the ball and ended up down below it.
Need to do that.
So now Dave is going to have to get the jump stick out and pull a Woody Harrelson impersonation.
Amanda Garner, Paul Werner, table 21.
And destroy the myth that can't jump. Woody did it, Dave. Although he did hit the rim with the dunk, so if everybody doesn't remember the movie. But I'm not proficient at jumping at all. I know some people are just fantastic with that jump cue in their hands, but it is definitely a skill that I am jealous of some people. Maybe it's because I don't have to jump as much, but it's also something where I don't hit it. I always hit it like it curves. Kind of hit it like a slice in golf, and that doesn't usually turn out very well in golf, so it sure wouldn't turn out very good in pool either. I like to call it a controlled fade is what I hit when I hit a jump shot on the cue ball. Oh, nice try. He almost made it too. Man, that was a good try. Perfect example right there. Someone jumping the ball very, very well. Hank the Tank thinking about maybe playing a safety, it looked like. Saying enough with giving away games. Let's, no, he's going to run them out. Shape the 11, obviously, from here. Now, what do you do?
I get that combo out of the way.
I think I shoot the combo, too. But I don't try to make it. If I shoot this at 11 and I draw back, if I don't bump that 10 just right, I don't have a shot. Then I have to shoot the combo. Not only shoot the combo, then you got to work up table and come back down table again to get on the 10. See right there. I mean, that'll work. That'll work, but you have to bump that 10 just so good to get a very easy shot. This isn't a bad shot, but one thing that can happen is you can, if you're running at those two balls, you could hit the left side rail, go off the 9 scratch. That's one possibility. You could miss this, or you could just hit it like that and get perfect. Oh man, that was good. Well done. Those are shots that the shorter community has trouble with, the one that Hank just did. The vertically challenged, so to speak.
Oh, look at that. Perfect.
Yeah, not only perfect shape on that rub, but also a perfect angle off that ball, too. Get down there. So we are again live at CR Sportsbar, Coon Rapids, Minnesota, the mecca of pool in the upper Midwest. Scotch doubles event going on right now between Hank the Tank and Austin. Austin at the table versus Dave Action Man O'Keefe and Rob Thompson. This is a race to 11. BCA rules. Winner breaks, of course. And Friday night tournaments going on. There's 17 entries tonight on the beautiful Friday night in Minnesota. Side pot on the tournament at 1869, I think it was, going into tonight. And really, with the smaller field of 17, you have a better chance to win that side pot than if there's a field of 40.
You do.
Not only that, but a lot of the top dogs you see regularly here aren't here. I know, for example, Rob Madsen is up north at his camper up there, up way up northern Minnesota. Swatting the flies and mosquitoes, I imagine. But some of the other players, too, that are regulars here you don't see here tonight. It's good to see Roger Larson back in action. Good break. Got a ball again. And got another ball, and another ball, and another ball. Stripes look really good here. Shoot this combo, run the cue ball up to the upper rail and come into that 310, spread them out, and then you're off and running. There you go. Got to shoot this and then bump into that 310. I'd like hitting this pretty firm, though, because I want my cue ball, if I get in that 310, to come out of there somehow. Well, you have another swing at the breakout here. Funk Daddy in the house. So another shot at breaking out the 10. Some little bit of inside on this just to kill the cue ball's deflection off that rail. Should end up for sure with something down table. Unless you get froze on the ball. I think he does have the 11 though. I might have the 15 from there.
You just beat me to it because I was dealing with Leslie getting me.
And the 10 goes, but you're going to be kind of limited on what you can do for shape off that ball because the 4 is going to affect the cue ball no matter where you're at to shoot that 10. Up 7-5 though. You don't want to hand this game back over to Dave and Rob because those solids are sitting really, really nice too.
Tommy asked for the table.
Good shot there. 14's a little bit dicey to shape too. If it goes, if is that the 14 or the 10? No, the 14 ball. 14 goes in the lower left corner, but I don't really like taking it there. If it goes in the side right now, I'm going to shoot that ball right now. Yep. That's going to be a hard one to get back on. Good shot, Austin. Good stroke on that one too. You hit that one nice and firm.
He was like, well,
Well, 10 ball, draw back into the 4, put Hank on the 9, and I think the 8 ball goes in the side pocket from there. Trust yourself here, Austin. Just draw back into the 4. That 4 will hold your cue ball for you. And let Hank just pocket the 9 for you. You don't want to hit this so firm that the 4 necessarily goes up and messes up the 8, but you got to hit that ball pretty hard to get that. So just a nice firm stroke, bump into the 4. You're straight into the 9 ball. Oh, he's going to take this one first.
yeah.
Oh, that ain't bad either. That ain't bad. Now if he draws into that 4, will that 4 clear though? Or is it gonna get in the way between you and the 8 ball? I think it's gonna clear. Just like that. Good shot. Just like that. Good out by Hank and Austin here. They've played some patterns really well. They've made some really good decisions about ball order, which is, AKA patterns. And I think Dave and Rob have had a couple of racks where they made it harder on themselves. And not even on really kind of tough decision, not even really on tough decision shots or anything, just on shots where it's just natural shape and you refuse to shoot it that way. It just confuses me as a pro player. I think Rob's made some better decisions, but still they climb right back into it. They could have been down 8-2 in this match, for example, but they climb back into it and still have every chance to win this match. And in my opinion, at this point, be stealing it back from Austin and Hank. I think Austin and Hank have played a lot more proficiently, even though they're only up by 3 games. Cue ball, nothing's going to go though. Oh, cue ball got bumped up table now too, so. But that 10 ball is pretty easy to start out on, and Stripes have pockets everywhere. He doesn't have a solid to shoot at anyways.
You got 10 in the side.
If he can float from that 10 down to the bottom rail, or even just float it down and then shape that 13 on the other side, then you're off and running. It's pretty easy from there. Looks like he's shooting the 9 ball.
Well, I mean, if it goes past the 10, absolutely.
Yep.
Didn't even touch it.
Yep, it goes. Thank you again, everyone, for tuning in. Make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to the YouTube channel for Sierra Sports Bar. That'll keep you in the loop for upcoming matches and events. And we appreciate the support and for tuning in. At the table is Rob Thompson. Him and Dave are operating from a 8-5 deficit. They were currently down. They were down 6-2 at one point. Good shot. And it gets pretty easy from after you pocket that 12, it gets pretty easy.
Yeah, we've never had darts here.
Good shot. Good shot. So now the only issue here that you don't want to run into is if you end up running the 4 and then stay up table, that makes the 14 a little bit tougher. If you run through the 14 and 4, which is this path,
Cash a little bit more if it's credit.
too far, then it makes it a little bit more difficult too, but he hit that one perfect. Very well done, Mr. Rob. Eight to 5, race to 11. Dave O'Keefe at the table. He'll just draw back, and from pretty much multiple angles, he can get on the 8 from the 11. He's going to shoot the 11 first instead of the 14. 14 gets you on the 8. I think the 11 gets you on the 8 in any one of the 4 pockets, upper corners or the sides. But 14 will come in really handy right there. Roll forward and then take the 8 in the side. This seems a little bit different. I mean, I think I would have took the 14 there first, but it's always easy sitting over in the booth compared to playing. Decisions don't impact as much if I get them right or wrong. So good out 8 to 6. So once again, thank you everybody on that screen for all the support towards the streams and tournaments over the last few years, and also this particular event sponsored by Dehan Garage Doors, Billy Bob, Brent Dehan. And then Monday night at 6:30, there'll be another match between Jamie Pluta and Matt Brusert versus Tim Tunjum and Eric McClellan.
Yeah, maroon is more of a purplish reddish. So
I believe there'll also be matches next Friday as well, 1 week from today. Jerry should be back in the house on Monday for commentating with me on the match. Tried to wave a few people passing by here to join me in the booth, but no takers. I do have the wingman here, a wing person, I should say, to be correct. Leslie,
no, the newer ones are.
offering her input as well, if you can hear her in the background at times.
Yes.
Look at that cue ball again. Man, what a cue ball. Nothing went, though.
Dry braid.
A little bit tougher table here, too. Stripes is difficult because of the 12 ball. The 7-12, though, it looks pretty wired. Can't get to it, though. If you kicked at it, you could get to it, but nobody does that. If He shoots this combo now, you run the risk of that 13 floating over to the right and then getting on top of the 5. But if you do shoot that combo, you could run the cue ball across and run into the 7 and possibly just bump that 12 and make it. Well, the 14 leaves you in a spot where you don't really have a good shot coming back, though, Leslie. You could end up in the upper part of the left part of the table. Oh, he didn't have to shoot the combo, just shoot the 9 in. Now to be curious what they do on the 12. Yeah, he was trying to bump into that 7 there. That was a really good try at that. How about this? How about banking that 13 right across the table at the 7 ball? 13 will clear. The 12 will go in. Cue ball goes around a couple rails. He's not going to shoot that ball, but that shot is available right now. You can bank that 13 into the 7 ball and make the 12. Another way to navigate this is to get down table on the 15 off the 12. But I don't know if he can get there now. I think if he's going to make this 11, he's got to go rail first. Or no, he's got the 15, I'm sorry. But that 15...
And in off of this one, break that arm.
I don't know if that... If the 10 will go off the 12, that'll work too. The 12 almost looks like it may be past the side a bit much. But that will solve 2 problems. It will solve the 10 and the 12.
Josh Raines, Fowler, table 19.
Well, we're going to find out right now. He's got to hit this one pretty firm because you got to get the cue ball out of there and you've got to get the 12 ball out of there. Can't baby this shot. I might even draw all the way down to the bottom rail and then draw over to get on the 11 from here. Or follow. But I'm going to hit this one pretty firm. Set. Good shot. Good shot. And the 13 moved. Good shot. Look at that cue ball, too. Oh, hold up. Hold up. Wow, what a nice shot, Austin. Well done. And you hit that aggressively, too. I really like that. You hit that ball firm. You had to hit that firm. That 12 is going to stick on that rail. If you hit that anything less than that, that 12 is going to sit right up on that side rail, and you still don't have a pocket for it. Hank the Tank. Circling like a shark right now. You can feel it. He knows that they've got an opportunity to get out on this table. And take a really commanding, at this point, 9-6 lead. 9-6 and breaking is, wow, what a position to be in. Yep, right over there somewhere. I like that he went over and took a look at that. Sometimes people just go up and figure, well, if I get up table around that ball. But take a walk over there. One thing it'll do, too, is it kind of settles your nerves a little bit. Get up there. Get up there. Now, if that 4 wasn't there, I could see going 3 rails to get on the 8 ball, but you can just hit this with some inside and take the 8 in the lower right corner. Good shot. See the path, though, if you'd went around with up above the 1 ball, over to the right side rail. If that 4 wasn't there, you'd be straight into the 8 ball in the lower left corner. Austin just has to make the ball, and we're looking at 9-6. Good shot. What an out by those guys. Well done. Well done. Well done. 9-6, race to 11, CR Sports Bar in Coon Rapids, Minnesota. This is Mark Weaver in the booth. Hope you're enjoying the broadcast. Another match Monday night at 6:30. It'll be Jamie and Matt against Tim and Eric. And I do believe there's a match, maybe 2 of them set for next Friday as well. Also a match on the 21st. Again, everybody that had been out to Venia, that was a pretty special trip. Spent a couple weeks out there. Mr. Rob Matson, one of the sponsors here at Fast Action Pool Table Service, inducted into the Hall of Fame for Venia. Quite the honor. He had a couple of good tournaments out there, and then also Rich Ahrens from southern Minnesota was inducted into the Hall of Fame too. Everybody should be familiar with him as well. Pretty cool that Charlie, his son, wasn't originally able to make it out there, and then caught a flight and went out there and surprised him. And if you get a chance, I think it's on MM Pool Players. Take a peek at that video. It's pretty special, and it's an incredible moment seeing those two get inducted into the Hall of Fame out there. I was glad to be able to witness it. Well earned and well deserved on both of their parts. Taking the combo here. The 2 goes, the 7 goes, the 4 will go once the 6 is gone. Solids is definitely runnable. You got to get back up table with the cue ball. I think he got on the 5. Yep, be all right. Now, you're not supposed to, and I'm not saying this a nitpick on stuff, but you're not supposed to coach, and that's not coaching. But if I'm playing in a doubles event and my opponent has a couple of balls to shoot at, and their partner shoots and then goes and looks at a ball after they shot to see if that goes, I can get kind of salty about that. I don't think that's an intent to coach, though. I mean, in the bounds of the rules, it's not intending to coach, but you're kind of giving an indication of what you want your partner to do. And in that instance there, Dave only had the 5 or the 1 ball, so not that big of a thing. But I've seen that happen before in these events, and to me, it gets to be kind of a gray area there. Before you shoot the ball, you can do that all you want. You can walk around the table, and you can point out the pattern if you want. Okay, we're going to shoot this one next. We're going to shoot this one next. I'm going to put you on this one, blah, blah, blah. But after you fire that ball away, you really shouldn't be taking a peek at what you want to have happen. Might be an unpopular opinion on that, but to me, it gets kind of in a gray area. Got to get up there a little bit more. I think that's still good. Now the 2 goes in the side, so you want to take the 7, roll into the 14, obviously, but you don't want to get yourself any kind of a weird angle off that 4 ball. I think that naturally that 7 into the 14, running the cue ball in the 7, make it. I think the 14 will put you straight in on the 4 if you hit it with pocket speed. I think it'll just bump you a little bit over to the left on your screen, and it'd be straight in the 4. Then you just stop shot, take the 2, and you can, if you have more of this 7 of all available, you can put some English on the cue ball to actually go off that stripe and get you straight into if you don't have the angle that you want. You can put a little right English on it, and it'll turn off that stripe for you. I think it's just a natural, just shoot the 7 in, and 14 gets you on the 4, 4 gets you on the 2. From this view. Just, oh, he missed it. Oh, no. Oh, my goodness. He might not have had enough of that ball to shoot at. That might be the only reason, and I think that might be it. Why you took a little bit longer on that is that he might not have been able to hit that 7 right where he wanted to, and that would have been the result of Dave not getting the cue ball up far enough. That's too bad, because I really think they had a excellent chance to get out from there. I mean, you get a better look at that 7 ball. That 14 puts you right on the 4. I mean, puts you dead on the 4 ball.
He was like 120. Yeah. He's in Florida, dude.
So it's 9-6. Austin Olson at the table.
You have some money out there. I'll take it. I'll find a way.
And for Hank and Austin, the 9 ball is going to be an issue for them. I think the 11 in the side helps get you there to break it out. I would be hesitant to shoot that 13 ball before I'm taking care of that 9. The 13, I just like how it's real close to the pocket. If I get kind of dicey up there trying to move that 9 at all, let's say I end up on the side rail or something, that 13 bails me out. It's like my life jacket down there. It'd be a big life jacket, but it's a life jacket. But I don't know if Hank has an angle on this 12 to where they really can't shape anything but the 13 ball. Unless he draws all the way back into the rail. He doesn't have the 14 does go on the side, but I don't think it helps you to shoot that ball. He's going to shoot it. Unless he can get an angle on the 11 to be able to break into the 9 ball. I don't blame him for not taking that 12 ball, though. I don't think that 12 ball helped him at all. But they're going to have to figure out a plan here pretty soon. Figure something to move that 9 ball. Again, I love having that 13 ball there still, though. 15 will be the ball. 70 degrees out, it says on my screen here. Left Denver a couple weeks ago. It was 16 degrees west of Denver. Snow out covering everything on the ground, Talon.
Yikes.
Glare ice on the roads going down 6% grades down the mountains. it was quite the
Damn, hit that good.
quite the excursion. No, he didn't really hit that one very well.
No, he
Didn't go into the 9 ball.
I think it clears now.
If it goes, well, he didn't. Yeah, he didn't hit it very solid, but the 9 does go by there, don't it? It goes in the side, and that 12 will get him there. The 12 will get him there, and the 13 will get him there. You have to shoot the 12 though, because the 9 will get you on the 13. The 9 doesn't get you on the 12. The 9 on the side. It can, but it's not as easy. There you go. Just roll this ball in, man. You roll this ball in, go all the way up table, and put Hank on the 9, and then your job is done. Trust your stroke here. Good shot. Good shot.
Limb on the rail.
Yeah, don't get on the rail, though. That'll work. Yeah, 16 degrees Talon in west of Denver, and then it was 98 when we got down to Vegas. What a change.
Sounds like that part of the world.
Good shot. This will put them on the hill, and a commanding grip on this match right here. On the hill, breaking up 4 games. It's a wonderful position to be in.
What? Taylor. He thought he was going to win that game, and he marked it 2-1. And I won the game. I went to Mark.
Good shot. Good shot. Good insight on that too. That's not always an easy ball. He hit that ball really good, Austin. Well done, man. Well done.
He thought you were going to win that game, so you marked. He said he didn't touch his phone.
10-6. Race to 11.
He said 2-2.
Roger Larson has a shirt on that says "Not even flexing." That's great. That is a great shirt.
He says, don't get jazzy with me. I said, I'm getting it. He says, I won that game. It's 2-1.
So again, Mark Weaver in the booth here, CR Sportsbar, Coon Rapids, Minnesota, the mecca of pool in the upper Midwest. Everybody plays here. Coming up early fall, the Amadon invite-only tournament. There's a lot of, 15,000 added in that? It's an insane amount of money. 3 different divisions, $450 entry, multiple tournaments between now and then here. You got your Friday night weekly tournaments with an $1,800 jackpot side pot. Come on. Next, what is it? Not this weekend, but the weekend after. You got the League Appreciation Tournament here.
All I can tell you is that I know
You want to play pool? Come to see ours.
I didn't see you guys today. I can't.
I thought I was going to win
Everybody plays here.
2-2, and then he went
Another good break, solid,
when I say
good cue ball, and oh boy, stripes are runnable. If you can get down to that 12 ball, you're running out on this table. You can take solids though. I don't like that 13 either, Hank. I don't blame you. At first it looked like it was a little bit easier to go on the side, but that is not an easy shot. And you're not going to end up with much with the cue ball either. You might have to take solids here. You could back cut to 7. He's going to take the 1. Look at this shot. Man, look, what a shot. What a shot. There was not much room there. Maybe more than I'm being dramatical about, but I tell you what, I don't like shooting that ball. That must be those young eyes or something, because I've been looking at that like there ain't no way this ball's going through there. Not with me shooting it anyways. But that sure made things a lot easier for oh boy. Made things easier if you ran into the 3 ball right there. Now I don't know if you've got a pocket. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Playing the 3 in the side. Man, if Austin just catches that 3, they are probably shooting the 8 ball by about now. Watch the scratch in the side. Oh, if he makes that, he might have scratched, huh? So down 10-6, race to 11. Proverbial backs against the wall. You're never out of a match, though. There's zero reason why these two can't come back and win this. Starts with a ball. Then you get a game. Sounds simple, but it's really what it is. It's ball by ball now. You have little margin for error. Hank and Austin up 10-6, race to 11. Dave O'Keefe and Rob Thompson at the table currently. This is not an easy starting shot either. Nope. Caught the outside. It's not easy from here either. So 10-6. Solids isn't necessarily the easiest out now with that ball in the lower left corner there, that 11 ball, but definitely workable. See Rob and Dave, if you look in the upper right corner there, shows how the match has been going in the last few games. Pretty evident anyways. Got to get up off that ball. I don't know if that 5 goes by there. Let me see. No, the 5 don't go by there. The 4 does, though. Can't shoot it from there, though. The saving grace on this for Austin, though, is that if you make this 6, you should have something on one of those solids. And it's going to be one of the upper corner pockets. I'd be really surprised if you can get on the 4 ball from here. Yep, he'll have a ball up in the upper corner pocket. He's got on the 5 ball. So now Hank can take the 5. He can draw down to the rail, kind of where the blue chalk is, right there, in between. Yep, right there. You draw down to the rail and then come back up gently off the rail. Take the 4 in the corner pocket, same pocket as the 5. Oh, he didn't go down the rail. He just shot it in. Well done. A little bit off on the angle here, but Austin should be able to handle this. If you make it, you're on the 8. That's the beauty of a shot like this. I mean, you got the upper left corner, you got the right side, you got the left side. Probably gonna end up right over there. Careful you don't scratch, though. You don't want to roll forward too much and then scratch. I bring in the side rail into play for sure on this. If you roll, just follow, you do bring that side pocket into play. So to take that completely out of it, I go over to the side rail. Ensure that I hit the side rail. And then just leave Hank a little bit of a back cut maybe on the 8. Even on follow, I think he's going to hit just above that 3rd diamond. Oh, he hit that one. Oh, wow, what a shot. Oh, my goodness. Holy cow. Man, that was an incredible shot by Austin. Dude, I tip my hat to you for that one. Way to slam that ball in and with authority. That was something special right there. Young man, that was great. That was great. 11-6. Austin and Hank victorious tonight over Rob Thompson and Dave O'Keefe. Mark Weaver at CR's Sports Bar in Coon Rapids. Thank you for tuning in, everybody. Make sure, do us a favor, hit that like button, subscribe button on the YouTube channel. And tune in Monday night at 6:30. We'll have another match lined up between Jamie and Matt against Tim and Eric. That'll start at 6:30. But from Mark here at the booth, thanks for tuning in tonight. Hope you guys had a good time. And have a safe weekend out there. Take care of yourselves. We'll see you on Monday. Later.